My name is Rosilyn Temple. I'm the founder and program director of Casey Mothers in Charge. I'm here with Latrice Murray. Her son was Darian Murray. He was murdered in 2009. Latrice, take me back when Darian was murdered.
It was March the 7th, 2009. I got the call about 1:15. I was on my way home from work, and his girlfriend had called me frantic and said Darian had been shot, but she didn't know where he was. So by the time I got home, my yard was filled with Hogan kids. They were screaming and hollering and said Darian had been shot in a car on the highway. And when I proceeded into the house to wake up my family, one guy had pulled me to the side and said he was dead in the car.
So Darian went to Bishop Hogan?
Bishop Hogan, yes.
So he just graduated,
He was a senior due to graduate in May.
You had to go to, was it Truman Medical Center?
Yes. After being in the house with the kids and stuff, I kind of got myself together and reached out to my mom. And our first place was to go to Truman. So as I proceeded to Truman, it was filled with Hogan kids also. And I checked in with the lady and she said, yes, we've been trying to contact you. So she said, I need for you to go see someone. So she took me down this hallway. And I'll never forget sitting in the room. The medical examiner came in. I didn't know it was going to be the medical examiner. I thought he was okay.
You can just take your time. I want to give you this as a mother. You can just get your breath and everything.
By the time I got to the hospital, I wasn't aware he was dead. So when the medical examiner came out, he sat in a room and he told me there was nothing they could do. He was dead when he got there. But he said, I will let you see him and make sure and identify him and make sure it is your son. But you can't touch him because he's still under investigation. And I went back in the room. He was laying there. He just had on his basketball shorts because they cut off all his clothes. He was just laying there. Just laying there. And I asked my mom why he won't get up. And after that night, my life had changed forever.
Latrice, Darian was only 17 years old. And was he your only son?
My only son. Killed 11 days for his 18th birthday.
So I remember what you telling me, Darian had a promising life. I know all of our children had promising lives, but he was doing a lot of great things in high school at Bishop Hogan. So what were some of the things that Darian was really into?
He had got accepted into several colleges. He was pursuing his basketball career, but his major was architect. He loved to draw. And he was in the process of making a book about tennis shoes. He has a thing with tennis shoes. He made a poem about my sneakers, designing shoes. So that was some things he was working on as a young man.
People go to YouTube. I think they have like a little video with Darian playing basketball. And I think he had one of them hoops that he was doing. He was going to be a great basketball player and also architect. So he had several things that he was becoming as a man as he was growing up. Darian was killed in 2009, and my son got killed in 2011. And I started going to this organization they call Ad Hoc Group Against Crime that was doing things with families that was victimized by homicide. So I remember meeting you at Ad Hoc because I was trying to find myself. My son homicide was going to kill me. So meeting you, and I remember I started doing visuals with Ad Hoc. One thing I remember, you weren't saying too much. You was just sitting back, and I always try to get you to talk. So how was I able to bring that out in you, Latrice?
This has been a journey, I could say. 2013, it was 4 years prior to my son being deceased. At that point, I didn't know what to do. I was just a confused mother. This had never happened to me. I didn't know what to do. So I would always see you on TV. I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And one day I was like, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I got the strength to do that. And I reached out to you and said, I think I'm ready.
I remember it was a double homicide down the street from your house, and I was going to the homicide. I think you seen me, and I said, Latrice, you're ready. You kind of gave me a look like, this lady here is crazy. I said, you ready? You can do this. And I think that's when you did give me that call and said I was ready. You would do things with me. You would take off of work and you would go with me to speaking engagements, visual things that I did when I stepped off and started Mothers in Charge. But you became a core mother of Casey Mothers in Charge. And I just want to commend you for being that person to trust in me, to bring your grief and trust me with your grief. So getting in counseling with Dr. Lang, how was that for you?
It was amazing. Dr. Lang is easy. He let me be me. He let me think how I wanted to think. You know, he didn't tell me what I should be thinking, where I should be at. He just let me be me. And of course, he gave me homework assignments, and he made me see in myself things that I hadn't seen. Some strengths and stuff that I never noticed for myself. So he was really good.
So you became the lead core mother for Casey Mothers in Charge, built the core mothers. So being a lead core mother, how have that been?
It has been good. It has its challenges. It has been a journey just to sit back and watch and kind of help women try to find not peace, but give them some kind of hope, because this is nothing I thought I could ever do. I could never talk about my son being deceased, but I think just giving you that power, I think I got some of my power back. You know, losing my son as a mother, you lose something because you think you're supposed to be there to take care of him. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
And I think I lost that when I lost my son. But being able to speak about it every day, I gained some strength back that I thought I never had after losing him. This is something I never thought I ever could do.
Well, I always tell you, I'll tell all the core mothers, you lost one of your heartbeats. You know, we have a heartbeat all the time. That's how we live, with a heartbeat. So you lost a heartbeat, lost a piece of you. But you're standing, Latrice, and you've been standing for several years. You're stronger than you thought you were. But I just want to ask you, have anything happened for you lately that maybe have opened up some of your wounds?
Yes. March would be 14 years. 3 weeks ago, a detective reached out to me, and I was able to get some of my son's property back. And it just opened up that day all over again. I was holding something that he had last held almost 14 years ago. And it just started all over again, but I was grateful I was able to do that. But almost 14 years later, I was able to obtain some of his property.
Healing. Healing is a process. Like you said, that opened up some whole new wounds. As being close to you, seeing you every day, and you've been a lead core mother, and I see you, and I knew that something was going on, and I knew that some new wounds have been opened. What can you think that this community, police department, any other entity has something to do with violence prevention that could do better for any other family that's going to be victimized, or can prevent for anyone being victimized that can do different in our community?
I think just working together, speaking up. You know, I tell people, I was talking to a mother, and my son was riding in a car with 3 other guys. The guy that was driving the car, his mother never reached out to me all these years. She called me one time the day it happened, and always told me she would call me, but she never did. People just need to realize it can happen to you, and you need that support. If I was that mother, I would reach out. I would have reached out. And all these years, she have never reached out or tried to be in contact with me. We need to work together, because this is just not our problem. It's become a community problem.
Latrice, I would just like to give you a hug and let you know that I appreciate you. I care for you. I love you, and I thank you for allowing this to be your fight. That has become my fight, and I brought it into your life. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart that your purpose has become your purpose, to fight for your son, Darian.
And I thank you for helping me through this.